2, 1, 2.
Fast. Also vergeht. Das vergeht.
Und der Arms. Standard is. Okay. Yeah, Fagal. 1, 2. Yeah, Fagal. If you know Lantiga, this was the program by 18.
1, 2, 1, 2.
Ufuna ulandela komphathi wami uzawulandela wona kuzokwenzeka ntoni kwenzeka ntoni sawuva ngawe uzawumana uzangileadisha.
Okay, yeah, no, you're right. Up to the fullest. Ngoku ifikile iparade. Ifikile iparade. Sicela babuye umva aba 40. Sicela babuye umva aba 40. Ifikile iparade. Ngoku parade commander kuzawufika umeya uyothathwa. Uyothathwa parade commander. Umeya executive mayor uza eparading yakhe.
Okay.
Uza eparading yakhe. Uyeza umeya, silinde umeya. Xa esiza umeya, sawucela wonke umuntu eme ngenyawo.
Right. Attention. Shouted arms. Open. Order march. Leading detachment. Order arms.
Uyeza ke ngumeya uzawubuliswa namagosa. Get general salute. Over to you, parade commander.
Alright. Attention. Shouted arms. General salute. Present arms.
Uyeza umeya.
Famantongeli. Hold it, arms!
Ngoku
Arrayed! Order, arms!
ngoku sawunikeza kumfundisi asenzele umthandazo wabathusi.
Come, let us pray.
Thixo onamandla onke dinga mahle sisondela kuwe entathamini nje sicela wena ke Thixo ube khona kulomsitho mesolungileyo ube nguThixo kuthi thina sibe ngabantwana bakho ngoYesu Kristu inkosi yethu amen.
Ngoku executive mayor uzo inspector parade. Over to you, parade commander.
Parade ready for
Inspection.
inspection.
Yeah. Ben ready. Inspection group, quick march. Left, right, left. Sanbale ka phambili. Ingoma, 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 ingoma. Band, ingoma. Ingoma band, wake up. Hey, abana ngoma. Sorry. singahlala phansi.
Right. Stand at ease.
Ngoku umeya uza kwenza ispeech sakhe ethetha namabutho akhe. Over to you, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for the good work you keep doing in protecting our people and ensuring the safety and protection of the lives of many residents of our Tambo. Thanks so much, we appreciate. Thank you.
Ngoku parade commander sawucula unkosi sikelele Afrika sicela wonke umuntu xa kucula unkosi sikelele Afrika aphakame eme ngenyawo acule.
Right. Attention. Leading detachment. Shouldered arms. National salute. Salute.
Band, over to you. Ngoku iparade parade commander izawujikela izawusalutha umeya ibethe slow march. Over to you.
Close. Order march. Move. To the right in threes. Right hand.
Stand at ease. Stand at ease.
Passing by the left. Slow march. High port arms on the march. High port arms. Shoulder arms. Left wheel. Etila, phumela nesiphepheni. mandikujoyina apha. Xa usaluta wena ke. Permission bayifuna. Azoyifuna permission efuna.
That's it? Yeah, those iPhone. Yeah.
So great. Huh? Change arms, ne? Right! Halt! Right, we'll advance. Left hand. Leading detachment. Order arms.
Ngoku parade commander uzazocela kumeya okokuba folawuthise iparade ezozodlula apha phambi kwakhe nge-quick march. Over to you, parade commander.
Good afternoon, Mayor. Permission to dismiss the parade. All right, Mayor. Thank you. Okay. Leading detachment, salute arms. Right will move to the right in threes. Right hand. Tracing by the left. Quick march. Awuzuma ke bhuti noma le. Swing your arms. High point, arms on the march. High point, arms. Shoulder, arms. Recover, arms on the march. Recover, arms. Shoulder, arms. Changing arms on the march. Change arms. Change arms.
Abantu bangangena ngaphakathi. Sisayugqibile umcimbi wangaphandle. Bonke abantu bayacelwa ngaphakathi. Sisawugqibile wangaphandle. Enkosi.
Mark time. Close, 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 close. Right, halt. Right, will advance. Left hand. Heading detachment. Or their arms. Right, standard is. Okay. Okay.
One, two.
Out of 1 2 1 2 1 2
1, 2. 1.
1 2 1 2 1 2.
Honorable members, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen, honorable speaker and honorable mayor are entering the council. Can you all rise up?
okanye azikwawo system
At some point.
That's the thing, when you got to
Mandithathe ithuba loba ndibulise ku-executive mayor. Molo councillor no. Ndibulise ku-executive mayor, deputy executive mayor, chief whip, chair of Sentia, chairperson be portfolio committees and standing committees, members of the mayoral committee, chief whips of political parties, traditional leaders present in the council, and the people of Tambo at large. I first want to apologize for starting late. Councillor Ndongo, please, no weeping today. No weeping today. I was just waiting for the executive mayor to do umsebenzi afanele. But before we go to the notice and other things, I think it is important that sinike imbeko kuba sithe silibhunga salise OR Tambo sanelishwa lokuba sishiywe ngomnye wogqa bethu uCouncillor Ngozi yanoba nimbekele nesitulo sakhe fanele basikhona apha. Kwaphinde ke umasipala waseNyandeni washiywa kuSpeaker wakhona uCouncillor Mthobelo. Nalapha ke Port St John's ashiywe ngomnye wabasebenzi walapha ePort St John's. So ndicela ke ibhunga liphakame linike imbeko. Enkosi kakhulu. Mandithathe ithuba ke loba besendikhahlele ku-executive mayor ndithi namhlanje i-council meeting enomahluko engafani nezinye kuba umasipala wase-OR Tambo apha kuDisemba uzabe egqika iminyaka emibini. Molo Councillor Dudumane andikubone faku khona. Uzabe ugqiba iminyaka emibini. All of us, we know that when we got into office, izinto bezingahambi kahle. Sifike umasipala engenayo nemali, imali ibanjwe ku-treasury. Sifike konke kungahambi kahle. Kodwa ke ngokubambisana kwethu sonke sizi-political parties ezisebhungeni sathatha isigqibo sokuba masiqinisekise uba sibuyisela uzinzo umasipala wase-OR Tambo. Sinethemba kuba ke sisaqhuba kahle in bringing stability in the institution, especially political instability. Kuba izinto ziqala zimoshakale phaa. Kungoko ke sithe namhlanje ngokugunyaziswa ngumthetho sathi kufanele uba sibe ne-council enomahluko ezakwenza into okokubana abantu base-OR Tambo baphinde babe nethemba kumasipala wabo abawunyulileyo. Sathi ke masikhe sibe ne-council ezawuthi ize apha izodakanca kulo mhlaba wasePort St John's. Sifuna ke nabantu basePort St John's to give them hope, because this is an area ebife firm ukuba the stability in the institution. No Councillor Duduma, no Councillor Nok Banganqina bakunjalo. All the political parties can attest to that the stability in the institution. But ke okwam ayikokwenza londo, but okwam ukuthi silapha because we are supposed to be here. Diza kunikela ke ku mapecaleni kwam asenzele asifundele notice as per item number 2.
Ndithatha ithuba lokubulisa Somlomo. Ndibulisa njengoko uSomlomo bedwelisile amalungu eCouncil lapha ngokwezihlalo zawo. Indwendwe ezibekekileyo ndiyabona osodolophu balapha, o-chief whip no-speaker be-council nge-council, amalungu eParliament ezi-IC, nazo zonke indwalutho ezilapha zonke ndiyabulisa. Ukwenza nje oku kukufunda isaziso esikhweba lentlanganiso. Kwesi saziso ke sizawubeka amanqanaba eziseko zomthetho esiqamelele kuyo xa uSomlomo ebekhweba lentlanganiso. Dimke ndiyafunda ngoku. Notice of the special council meeting. Notice is hereby given in terms of section 29, subsection 1 of the Local Government Municipal Structures Act number 117 of 1998, read with section 20, subsection 1 of the Local Government Municipal Structures Act, Municipal Systems Act number 32 of 2000 as amended, and Rule 9, 11, and 16.2 of the reviewed council standing orders, that the special council meeting of OR Tambo District Municipality will be held on Thursday, 5 October 2023 at 11:30 in the PSJ golf course premises, Ward 6, Port St. John's Local Municipality, to consider the items set out in the attached agenda. Saza ke esisaziso sasayinwa ngokwegunya elibekwe kuye usomlomo. Yathetha ukuthi ke le nhlanganiso ibizwe ngokusosikweni. Ndiyabulela somlomo.
Enkosi kakhulu MM. Chief Whip andiyazi ngathi amna mic apho kuwe. Application for leave of absence.
Mandibulele somlomo. Ndithathe lithuba ndibulise executive mayor, deputy executive mayor, isikhokhelo somasipala local municipalities eziphansi komasipala wase-OR Tambo, malungu mayoral committee, MPs ne-MPLs ezikhoyo phakathi kwethu, ubukumkani obukhoyo apha, inkosi ezikhoyo ekansileni, o-chairperson be-section 79, i-whips ze-parties zonke, i-whips ze-committees. Ndibulise ngokuzithoba kwibhunga nazo zonke izindlu zamasebe karhulumente nabo bonke abantu asiqhogene nabo ngokwenza inkqubo yokuphuhlisa abantu nendwalutho zonke ezikhoyo apha kule ndlu esikuyo kwakunye nezibukele kude. Somlomo, kukhona as honorable councillors eziye za-appruvwa i-leave of absence yazo ngeemeko zempilo. Kukhona izigunyaziso ezitshoyo. Honorable Councillor Sidlova, Honorable Councillor Dambuza, Honorable Councillor Ngxekana, Honorable Councillor Sabisa. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker.
Nkosi kakhulu, Chief Whip. In terms of the attendance register, 43 councillors are present. So we do meet the quorum, so we can continue with our meeting. Declaration of interest, none. According of the speaker. Announcements on the tomorrow. Siyovela pha kwaTatumbosi njengako. Councillor Jam.
Honourable Speaker, Honourable Executive Mayor, nosekela wakhe lo wathethayo, imeko Honourable Councillors zonke, honoured guests, members of the clergy, gallery, inkosi zezwe lakowethu. Honourable Speaker, ndiphakama nokuba ezi zingxengxezo zifakiweyo njengoko zipresentiwe ngu-Chief Whip, njengoko zi-aligned with his standing rules and orders of the council, sizamkele njengoko zinjalo. Okwesibini, Honourable Speaker, masithembe into yokuba yeyokugqibela into yokwephula umthetho sileli bhunga, because his standing rules in notice ithethe ngo11:30 uba njengo-presiding officer uhleli kweso situlo iyaqhuba ibhunga. Now siqhube ngokusiqale sekudala bethile u11:30 sabe ke siphule umthetho silibhunga njengombutho ke okhokhelisa uxolo. Siyafuna into yokuba sikuxolele njeba usitsho kodwa ingaphindi loo nto. I thank you, Honourable Speaker.
Thank you very much, Councillor Kabata. Ndiyabulela ngoxolo. Councillor Jam Jam. Abantu bam aba. Abantu bam. Believe announcements Councillor Jam Jam maniphazamisa. Sahloniphi nale bandiphujelwe nguCouncillor Mbusi ndisenza announcement. Besithi ke ngomso ibhunga eli liplana ukuyovela kwaTata Mbusi ngo 2:00 and then on the 10th of this month, which is next Tuesday, CEO kwenza memorial service kaTata Mbusi pha eMthatha. Asikafumani ke indication pha kumasipala waseNyandeni ukuba imisebenzi kaTata uThobela iqhutyelwaneni. Usizawunazisa ke in due course. But I also want to acknowledge our guests esilapha namhlanje esizimemileyo. Ndifuna ke xa ndize acknowledge ndizibulisa zonke nani ningabisabulisa kanizawuthetha ni right kulo mbuliso wam nokuzi acknowledge. Si expecte uba ukumkani baseNyandeni buza kusijoyina be apologize le ukumkani ba khona phaqale khona but akasijoyina late. Sibe naye uDeputy Minister uNkosi uphathekile ulumisa ulapha phakathi kwethu. Ukhona uNkosi uphathekile ulumisa kaNtudumayo. MPs and NPLs esikhoyo ku-Honorable Ndumiso Chapha, MP ekhoyo, u-Honorable Ndabeni bethe uzasijoyina, u-Honorable Mzwonke Ndabeni yitsho uba wakulo Ndabeni kaloku usuyeka manxasana. U-Honorable uTata uSondaba uphakathi kwethu uMonde Sondaba, ukhona u-Honorable uTata usaziwa nabantu abasefikile nani bethe uyeza, uTata uMluleki Dlelanga uphakathi kwethu naye. Esilindeleke u-Executive Mayor wase-Alfredzo ebethe usendleleni. U-Councillor zonke i-councillors sowakuthamba nizongena kuzo. Iindwendwe zethu zikhona zii-troikas, u-Executive Mayor wase-KSD, our Metro ezayo, uTata uNelani, u-Honorable Speaker wakhona, uMama Sokhuthu ukhona, uChief Whip uBongani Mlanjeni ukhona phakathi kwethu, no-MM wakhona Mr. Phakathi. eNyandeni sibe naye uTata uViwe Ndamase last born komeya balapho wakuThambo. Ukhona bekuthiwe uyeza ku-acting speaker uTata uGaqeni njengangoko senditshilo basishiwe uTata uThobelele Msomlomo waphayana. Khona uMadlamini pha uChief Whip waseNyandeni ulapha phakathi kwethu kunye ke no-acting municipal manager uMsecekwana. Engquza sibe naye u-Honorable Mayor uCouncillor Nonkosi Pepping, Prudence Pepping. Sibe naye uCouncillor u-Honorable SB Vacha, sibe naye uCouncillor u-Honorable Chief Mbongeni Isaac Nkungu olapha phakathi kwethu. Ningakhange live ke ba wakhona ePort St John's sibe naye u-acting mayor. Yacacisa ndakagatsho acting mayor ungaphazami usibhidise. Khona uSpeaker wasePort St John's uCouncillor Masuza kunye noChief Whip wakhona uCouncillor Moni. Sibe naye ke board member yaseNtinga uNandipha Ndudane Chairperson. Political parties andazi noba bafikile nabantu political parties. Siyaba acknowledge ke uMiss Fundiswa Madolo we-ATM. Yes bakhona. Andiyani noba unobhala sefikile na uCouncillor uComrade Vini bekuthiwe uzaba khona. Yava ndiyatshintsha mandithi Comrade Vini sebefikile Yes, okay. Kube khona no Mr. Mathule kanuntu we-ATM kuthiwa OR Tambo RC member. Okay, thank you. Business sector ikhona phakathi kwethu. I-sector departments is invited ne-parastatals. I-OR Tambo senior management. I-OR Tambo unions. I-youth council, ne-CDWs, ne-councillor zase Port St. John's ngobuninzi bazo sikhona phakathi kwethu siyakhahlela kunonke. I-Council of Churches abefundisi yababakubona bakhona pha inkosi zethu yazibona nazo sikhona pha phakathi kwethu. Ngabantu ke besibambelile abathe basimasa namhlanje. Umhlonto kanubizanga yini Bhele ngiyakusebenza kanjani honorable Bhele ukhona pha phakathi kwethu no councillor Pula ukhona lemponi no chief whip bakhona ngiyaxolisa uyakhalaza umaphandla banentodamu phaka yokuba ngirep manigada nezaselokhalini singenzeki. Siyakhahlela kuni nonke ezinkokheli sibulela ngokubani sizimasa namhlanje bakhona abantu ngababonaka ngiyaxolisa please indicate bisenzele bake ningabisabulisa kakhulu ku-executive leyo zoba nelungelo lokubulisa. Motions, there's none that has been submitted. Item number 7, I will now invite the executive mayor to come and present the state of the district address to the people. For IR, no executive mayor. As soon as you executive mayor again, you will scan your QR code and then you get the speech of the executive mayor. Now go get any QR code yes, QR code. Scan the QR code and then you click click there, then you get the QR code. Over to your executive there. Please again, so that executive please forward that to our guests so that over to executive mayor. Second executive mayor.
Thanks so much, Honorable Speaker. Ndikendo thuka ngokungenayo Speaker ndicinga uba isamo igate crashile kwelicala loceba ndibona umuntu akaMbhede ndilibele uba sele ligosa lophuhliso. Ndiyakubulisa Speaker, ndibulisa ku-Deputy Executive Mayor, ndibulisa bonke osomlomo nosodolophu ne-chief whips, amalungu executives ne-mayoral committees, councillors eziphakathi kwethu. Ndibulisa bonke ubukhosi obukhoyo namhlanje. Ndibulisa amalungu ezindlu zowiso-mthetho.
Is the sound okay? Okay, thank you.
Ndibulisa amalungu ezindlu zowiso-mthetho kuNdlunkulu nakwiphondo. Deputy Minister Nkosi uDilizintaba. Ndibulisa izindlu zonke zorhulumendo osihlalo be-79 section 79 committees. Ndibulisa ubukhokheli benti OR Tambo, ubukhokheli bezenkolo, ubukhokheli bezopolitiko obukhoyo phakathi kwethu. Ndivile ke ukuba kwizaziso eziphumileyo bukhona ubukhokheli be-African National Congress, bukhona ubukhokheli be-African Transformation Movement, obuthe babukwa. Ndibulisa kakhulu amagqala omzabalazo akhoyo phakathi kwethu, inkokheli ze-unions abasebenzi, amagosa ezindlu zonke zikarhulumente akhoyo phakathi kwethu, abameli bezindlu ngezindlu esisebenzisana nazo, municipal manager we-district municipality negqizamba nalo, uluntu oluphulaphule kunomathotholo nolukwi-social media platforms. Ndibulisa zonke izihlonipheki ezikhoyo ezinezikhundla ngezikhundla. Ladies and gentlemen, amalungu emedia, ndiyanibulisa emva kwemini nje. Madam Speaker, at the outset, I must join you in conveying a condolence message to the families zakwangozi ne families zakwamthobela, ifamily yakwagcaleka, umsebenzi esithe samluza apha Port St. John's. As we gather here today, the mortal remains of these beloved compatriots still lie in morgues, yet to be laid to rest. They join the galaxy of other stars in Councillors Gomo, Mfamela, and Khanai, and many other councillors we have lost in our local municipalities. If it were up to us, it would have been ideal to mourn their passing and only carry on with council business once their mortal remains have been laid to rest. But unfortunately, we have no option but to carry on with the work of council. We salute them for the indelible mark they have made in the lives of many in the district. And we hope that their families will find solace in the profound knowledge that theirs was a life dedicated to the common good of their kinsmen. In that context, Madam Speaker, may I borrow words from Karl Marx in his works entitled Reflections of a Young Man, penned in 1835, when he had to say, I quote, "If we have chosen the position in life in which we can most of all work for mankind, no burdens can bow us down, because there are sacrifices for the benefit of all. Then we shall experience no petty, limited, selfish joy, but our happiness will belong to millions. Our deeds will live on quietly, but perpetually at work, and over our ashes will be shed hot tears of noble people." I close quote. Ndisebenzisa ke lamazwi kuba ndine conviction yokokuba ngokuhamba kwalamaqhawe kuphalala inyembezi ezishushu zisuka kubantu bokwenyani abangamangqina okokuba ubomi balamagorha bebunikezelwe kumsebenzi wokuphucula ubomi babantu. We assembled today just a few days before we celebrate the birthday of our icon, Oliver Reginald Tambo, the longest-serving leader of the liberation movement, the African National Congress, whom our district municipality is named after. Comrade President led the liberation movement in the most trying of times in the history of our struggle, which made him an unquestionable icon for persistence, honesty, and resilience. It is these attributes that make it a task so mammoth for us to live up to his ideals, as he laid his very health and thus life at the hands of the majority of our people and traversed many epochs, ultimately delivering us to a South Africa which would see the birth of a free and open society. The month of October is therefore the Tambo month to us, as we honor him for his dedication, commitment, and selflessness. It is on this background that we chose the month to present to the entire community, stakeholders, and our partners the State of the District address. Once more, Madam Speaker, going back again to Karl Marx in 1837 now, where he makes the following remarks. There are moments in one's life which are like frontier posts marking the completion of a period, but at the same time clearly indicating a new direction. At such a moment of transition, we feel compelled to view the past and the present with the eagle eye of thought in order to become conscious of our real position. Indeed, world history itself likes to look back in this way and take stock, which often gives it the appearance of retrogression and stagnation, whereas it is merely as it were sitting back in an armchair in order to understand itself and mentally grasp its own activity, that of the mind. Size kujonga emva ke lo miqela ukuze sikwazi ukuqiqa kakuhle ukuba kufanele ukuba siya kweliphini icala. It is in that context that I stand up in this August House today to present priorities of our Council for the financial year 2023-2024, which are a product of our interaction with the people of our district. And this marks the second year of the 6th municipal administration in our country, and we're proud of the work we've done since the democratic local government was installed, and conscious of the challenges that still lie ahead. We take pride in knowing that we stand at the shoulders of giants who have walked this path before us. Despite the many challenges experienced on this road, we can state without fear of contradiction that the advent of democracy and the introduction of local government, and especially the developmental local government, has seen many strides being taken in changing the social outlook of our communities. And despite many glaring gaps, many of our communities have seen change in many such areas as 1, access roads to our communities, 2, electrification of households, 3, provision of clean running water, 4, sewage management and eradication of the bucket system, 5, expansion of the social security net, 6, improved access to public healthcare system, 7, major interventions in the education system of the country. These and many more are some of these interventions that define the democratic epoch, in contrast to the apartheid era in which these services were preserved of a few. We must never allow apartheid apologies to intimidate us from making reference to these undisputable realities. Since the year 2020, siyazi okokuba ilizwe ngokubanzi oko ligutyungelwe kubhubhane we-COVID. Ubhubhane we-COVID had a devastating effect kuluntu lwase-South Africa. Singcwabe abantu abaninzi esibathandayo, and many families zasengxakini yokungcwaba izizalwane zilandelelana. Kwenzekile okokuba sibone inkampani ezininzi zivala iminyango, ezinye zazo ziphungula umthamo womsebenzi ezinokwenza kuphela amathuba emisebenzi. Ukude kuzothi gangoku uqoqosho lwethu alikalifumani ithuba elaneleyo lokokuba luvuke lume ngenyawo. Loo nto ibangela iingxaki ezininzi esinokukhankanya phakathi kwazo ubunzima obubonakalayo ekumelaneni noxanduva lusemagxeni karhulumente kwiindidi ngeendidi zenkcitho ezijonge ekwenzeni ubomi babantu bakuthi bube ngcono. Madam Speaker, the scourge of gender-based violence threatens the very essence of our freedom. It is becoming practically of a sound doubt to define ours as a bright future unless decisive interventions are made to put a stop to it. Communities in the district live in fear. Women and children fall prey to cruel men who, in the stead of protecting them, see them as soft targets to torment. The Tambo district is among the leading districts in the whole country on gender-based violence, with the Inguza Hill local municipality is amongst leading communities in the district and the country. Mkregezweni in the KST has attracted attention for the violation of elderly women by men young enough to be their grandchildren. And this situation, as earlier asserted, nullifies any hope of a better and peaceful society, and it is with vigor with which we fought the brutality of apartheid that we must confront this pandemic. We have, together with affected local municipalities, devised strategies to confront it. It has appeared that business and other non-profit organizations are organizing themselves to say no to this. And as government, in line with our safety strategy, we're coordinating affected parties for a block dedicated to fighting this pandemic. Importantly, we must acknowledge the efforts made by the Premier of the province and the Hutchinson Ngugaitobi Foundation to mobilize communities, particularly in Mkregezweni, and encourage victims to speak out, and would like to implore police to designate resources, human and otherwise, to fight this scourge in our communities. According to President Mandela, I quote, he says, "Safety, security do not just happen. They are the result of collective consensus and public investment. We owe our children, the most vulnerable citizens of our society, a life free of violence and fear." I close quote. And it is on this basis exactly that we must all put hands on the deck to protect women and children for the sake of our own collective future. I-district yethu again iyenye yendawo ezinengxaki kumbandela udibene nolwaluko. Kwakhona kwiphondo lonke sikhokhele kumanani abantwana abathe babhubhela esuthwini. Sihlaba ikhwelo ke kwi-communities abanikazi besiko lolwaluko phantsi kobukhokheli benkosi nabo bonke abantu abakhokhele ekuhlaleni, okokuba kudityanwe kuboniswane ngendlela yokulwa nokuhlangula kukhuselwe isidima sesiko lethu elixabiseke kangaka, ukuze xa abantwana bethu besiya entabeni sibe nesiqinisekiso sokokuba baza kubuya bephilile. I have assigned the Deputy Executive Mayor, Councillor Sokhanyile, to drive the program and ensure that all stakeholders are mobilized to participate in protecting this custom. We will do all the necessary investments to make sure that this program is supported. Omama ke bayathanda ukusibetha ukuba basigcinela abantwana for 18 years. Basiboleke inyanga ezintathu sibabulale. Ngoku ke ndinike umama uba maka-coordinate umsebenzi wokuba kunqandwe loo nto. Honorable Speaker, we started the sixth term of local government on the 1st of December 2021, faced with a series of challenges. The major one being the invocation of Section 216 of the Constitution by the Treasury Ministry, which resulted in the withholding of municipal funds. During the inauguration of this council and occasion of my election as the executive mayor, we have been explicit in detailing the understanding of the challenges we faced and their nature. And it was upon this background that I pleaded with everyone to be patient with the complexity, as we termed the teaching of the elephant how to dance. This was based on the fact that the tasks we were faced with were not easy and simply necessitating energy, collective intention, and dedication. And at this point, Madam Speaker, I consider it necessary to say it to the communities of Tambo that the breed of councillors that they have elected into office have been so wonderful in the collective pursuit of this objective. And I must emphasize that across the political divide, all members of this council, including members of the opposition parties, are without any doubt demonstrating commitment to the work of resuscitating our beautiful institution. And I emphasize this point because it makes sense to say that we can do political oppositioning in the context of building the institutions that we believe should be a vehicle for the upliftment of the people of our communities. And it would be hypocrisy not to make a specific mention of that fact. I applaud the team of councillors. They've put quite huge sacrifices to ensure that we are where we are today. In actual fact, had things been normal, this would have been our second soda. But because of the situation in which the municipality was, we could not. And we think we are now at a better position. Hence, we have taken the decision to convene this soda and update you on the work that we are doing. That is not free of challenges, I must say. Ngiqhwabeleni la mntu nimncedise madoda umntu aqhwaba kangaka. Where we are today, Madam Speaker, I've observed some movement in the elephant demonstrating that it can hear the sound and the beat of music. Hence, we felt necessary that we need to create a platform to engage the community and stakeholders of the district municipality. It is our distinct honor to highlight that we have been able to level the ground for the municipality to operate. Part of the key issues that we worked on with the administration included, but not limited to, withdrawal of court cases against state entities and forging relations with them through the intergovernmental relations framework, to compiling necessary end-of-term report for the 5th term, which was a requirement before the new council started. 3, development of the turnaround plan to instill governance in the municipality and to improve the financial situation. Upon making these commitments and producing the required information, the National Treasury uplifted Section 216 and transferred the funds to the municipality, though in tranches. It needs to be noted that these were celebrated. However, the damage was too huge as not all funds were released and the list of creditors was far above the budget. Based on the situation, the municipality was put under intervention of Section 139(5) of the Constitution, and this meant that the decision of the municipality on financial matters are subject to the National Treasury scrutiny. A financial recovery plan was developed by stakeholders, citing what areas to be improved in order for the municipality to move out of the intervention. It must be understood, therefore, that we are not yet at the level where we would want to be. But I must still emphasize that we took a conscious decision to not attempt to resist the intervention as many municipalities do. We thought that we must give the Treasury Department the opportunity to provide support and leadership and enable us to sail these waters with the hope that the intervention will yield fruit. It is though a process we're constantly monitoring, and we will take decisions on the go as things unfold. Having traversed through these challenges, our district council was able to develop and adopt the integrated development plan for the term, which guides the work to be executed. It is our privilege and honor to deliver the first state of the district address of the 2022 to 2026 administrative term. The purpose of this address is thus to update the citizens of our district on the efforts to provide services as well as to facilitate veritable social and economic development in the lives as outlined in the Integrated Development Plan. Our plan for this term lifts key priorities that will anchor our service delivery agenda, and these are as follows. 1, to promote integrated, sustainable community livelihoods. 2, to provide conducive, adequate, and accessible infrastructure. 3, to provide water and sanitation to every village or community. 4, to promote rapid and sustainable economic growth within the limits of available natural resources. 5, to manage the financial viability of the district municipality through sound management and good governance. 6, to build a coherent district that is responsive, accountable, and promotes clean governance. 7, to develop, transform, and capacitate the district municipality and its local municipalities to ensure effective and efficient resource utilization, making it capable of delivering its mandate. La maqadi endigqibo kwakhankanya siwamisele kuba sicinga kuba ayawukwazi ukuba zintsika ezizawubangela into yoba sikwazi ukuvuselela umasipala wethu ukuze abuyele kwisidima sakhe sangaphambili. So kokuba xa libizwa igama lalo masipala libe ligama ekuncanyatheliswa kulo intembeko, kube ligama ekuncanyatheliswa kulo ithemba nengqiniseko yokokuba ukholo ukuphucula ubomi babantu abawunyulileyo. Good governance is the key central pillar of our leadership. It is my commitment and that of the colleagues I'm elected with to lead a charge of effective, honest administration that will run a clean, efficient, and accountable administration. We acknowledge that the level at which we are as the district municipality in relation to governance and accountability still leaves a lot to be desired. Our municipality is amongst those that are still challenged on matters of governance. The council has taken major steps to address unauthorized, irregular, and fruitless expenditure that date back to 2011. And I mentioned that it dates back to 2011 because I'm trying to explain that we are not being defensive when we say we are busy with the business of the current council, but at the same time, we are taking along part of the work that could have been done some time before us. But it rests on our shoulders to ensure that our institution is where it ought to be. And we must applaud the MPEC, as led by Councillor Juili, for the very good and beautiful work that it continues to do to ensure that it drives us towards clean books as the institution. The municipality has established and strengthened the necessary governance structures as required by legislation. I will not bore you with detail as far as the undertaking of such work. But may I just mention that the Risk Management Committee and Information and Communication Technology Governance Steering Committees are also operating. We have established the Municipal Disciplinary Board, which is the committee dealing with financial misconduct. And currently the committee is busy assisting the accounting officer in the processing of the referred matters for consequence management and financial misconduct. We have also prioritized umcimbi with performance management on all departments that work in our institution. As it will appear later on, we have achieved a progressional performance slope, but it is a positive slope in improving our performance percentages. Where we are confident that the municipality is taking a promising slope into good performance. But as the mayoral committee and subsequently as council, we have taken a decision that moving forward, any performance from any department that happens to fall below 90% will be a subject of consequence management to both the director and the political head of that particular department. People have to account. We will not carry on celebrating mediocrity of 60% and 70%. We want 90% as the lowest performance percentage. Then we can start talking. Injongo yethu kukuba nathi ekugqibeleni sifumane i-clean audit as do other municipalities. Asiloyanga kumsebenzi esizawukwazi ukuwenza. The good work being done by the MPEC, as earlier alluded, the good work being done by oversight committees, ngumsebenzi osikhokhelele kwelo nyathelo, and we are confident that we will achieve it. We further commit and leave no doubt about the elimination of fraud and corruption as integral aspects of our commitment to clean, efficient, and accountable administration. For this reason, the district fraud hotline will be implemented this year. This will complement the developed annual risk register, which will be monitored and reported on to council structures on a quarterly basis. Sivumelene okokuba bonke abantu abathabatha inxaxheba kumisebenzi kamasipalathi kufuneka besubjectwe kwi-vetting. Yaye kufuneka silwele okokuba sibe nolwazi lwe-business interest abanazo ukuze siphungule izinga lokwenza kwethu i-business nabantu abarholiswa ngumasipalathi. It is our belief that intergovernmental relations play an integral part in local government, especially in accelerating service delivery. The Council of the District, therefore, has a particular focus on improving intergovernmental relations, as earlier on once alluded. Let's once more be reminded that we remain a pilot for the district development model, an approach that strengthens relations and serves to forge partnerships among spheres of government. Part of the DDM approach is to promote and improve the participation of other sectors of society, including business and communities in municipal affairs. The municipal manager has reviewed and resuscitated the district structures and the framework, working with all municipal managers of the locals. In order to share the work the institution is doing, we shall employ systemic ways to communicate with our people and stakeholders. Whilst engaged in good governance, we will equally be engaged to improve the brand and the image of our institution with more focus on institutional achievements. In the space of service delivery, I do want to mention, Madam Speaker, ladies and gentlemen, that we took a sound and conscious decision to repurpose the municipality. With repurposing the municipality, we mean paying a particular focus on matters we are mandated by the Constitution to concentrate on. We've taken a sober and sound decision to cease with the appearing habit of competing with local municipalities on matters that they can do without us. And we say, let local municipalities have their space to operate where they are empowered by the law, and we have our responsibility as the district to coordinate and provide support in that work being done by local municipalities. We have major challenges in the water services provision, which is our constitutional function, in the housing space, on which we have a mandate, as well in the disaster and fire management services, which are also our exclusive preserve as the district. The provision of clean and safer water for drinking to the sustenance of human life is given priority. Though the institution is implementing numerous programs, water and sanitation remain the key mandate. Our district is both a water services authority and a provider in its jurisdiction. Over the years, our municipality continued to provide the community with this service. We have been able to provide the communities with pipe water inside dwellings. We piped water in yards. Sine 47,638 households, and communal stand piped water at RDP level, Sino 41,432 households, and communal piped water that is below RDP level, Sino 16,621 households. We have also done a lot in the provision of sanitation services, as almost 233,000 households have ventilated pit latrines. And in the recent assessment, it has been acknowledged that within the current funding model, our municipality may eradicate backlogs within the space of 6 years. Madam Speaker, whilst we have seen positives performing the work, there's still a lot that we still have to do, including improvement on expenditure of grants aimed at accelerating the services, improvement on sewage spillages, water leaks, and functionality of schemes. In relation to the eradication of the backlog, the district municipality developed a water master plan to address backlogs. The plan addresses the primary bulk supply, the secondary bulk, and the provision of reticulation. It serves to ensure that there is enough water supply to the community, which will be sustainable. In terms of the master plan, implementation already at 80% in the space of primary bulk infrastructure is in place within the KSD and parts of Nyandeni through the implementation of the King Sabata Dalingebo Presidential Intervention Project. The KSDPI serves to supply water from the Mtata Dam to all areas that are within a radius of 30 kilometers around the dam. And it must be specifically mentioned that this work has been delayed owing to instabilities once experienced by the institution and which are now a thing of the past. The secondary bulk has followed, connecting to the primary bulk, example Gracia Mkanduli, secondary bulk, water supply, phase 1 and 2, Ngeleni as well as Libote, secondary bulk, are bad examples. The provision of a reticulation network is in progress with various projects funded under the 2 grants. Citizens of the district must take note that the various standalone schemes across these areas will be ultimately connected to the bulk sustainable system. Tithanda ukukhankanya ke imisebenzana embalwa eyinxalenye ye-master plan esiqhubelekayo nokuyenza ngokusithethayo. Ilukwethu Regional Water Supply Project KSD ene approval ye 345.5 million rands with a current allocation of 27.5 million. The project is under construction at 132 with progress above 95%. Dumasi Regional Water Supply under Nyandeni with approved value of 366.5 million with the allocation for the year ifika with 77.5 million. The project is under construction and will supply wards 13, 14, 28, 21, 24, 23, 29, 32, and 26 of Nyandeni. Klonto local municipalities Dwadwa water supply is currently under planning to supplement the town of Tsolo. And these projects will alleviate the water challenges in the town of Tsolo, and the project will further be connected to the Mzumvubu Ndabelanga Dam. Umzimvu Buntabelanga Dam has been approved at a reviewed amount of 8 billion, excluding the bulk supply plant component and the bulk lines. The Department of Water and Sanitation is currently conducting consultation for the state of the project, which is anticipated to take 18 months starting from November 2023. Imsikaba Water Scheme Nguza Hill estimatwa ku 939.5 million, that is a billion, intends to supply water towards 22, 23, 24, 25, and 28 of Nguza Hill. And the construction of this dam will be supplemented by the Mkambati River. For this project, the feasibility report has been completed and tabled to the Eastern Cape Technical Advisory Committee to consider it for project funding. Kwanyati Water Scheme Nguza intends to supply water towards 13, 18, 17, 19, and 20 of PSJ and wards 1, 2, 3, and 4 of Nguza. The project is estimated at 663.5 million. The feasibility report was completed and tabled to the Eastern Cape Technical Advisory Committee to consider the project for funding under DWS. Nzonyeni Ngongweni, this project aims to supply water to Nyandeni and Port St. John's wards, Nyandeni ngu 2, 6, 27, 5, 4, 3, and 18, PSJ 1, 2, 3, 8, 9, and 16. It is approved to the value of 989.8 million, with a scope that includes the construction of the bulk dam, abstraction works, water treatment works, and clear water bulk reservoir. The project is allocated a budget of 78 million for the current year. The construction of the dam has experienced some planning problems that are confronting the construction work currently underway, and sisekwinkqubo zokuxoxisana nabantu abasebenzayo, including i-contractor, for ukuterminatwa komsebenzi we-contractor ukuze sikwazi ukufumana abantu abasuitable abazawukwazi ukusenzela lo msebenzi ngesantya esiunqwenela ngawo. The Coffee Bay Regional Water Supply under KSD, covering wards 23 and 24. The scope of the work progressing includes the mechanical component in progress and the civil component, which is under construction. The project is allocated a budget of 27 million for the current year. Imisebenzana ke embalwa le endiyichongileyo somlomo okokuba ndithi gqabagqaba ngayo ndenze amabalengwe ngemisebenzana esiyenzayo kwiindawo ngendawo esisebenza kuzo. When we're doing the IDP roadshows, consultation processes, abantu baseLsikisiki, Flagstaff, and Port St. John's raised issues relating to water challenges in the towns and in PSJ Ward 12. We made promises that would be attending to the matters. Today I can say our technical team is on the ground working on the plans to augment and upgrade Chandacha water treatment works. The preliminary studies and documentation reveal that the plant is overstretched as it should supply water to towns and continue the surrounding villages. Madam Speaker, engineering team yethu sele izifumene i-additional sources esiza kutsala kuzo amanzi ukuze supply villages, and they've made a commitment to address the current problems latest by December of this calendar year. I wish to further confirm to the people of Port St. John's Ward 12 ukuba parts of Ward 13, 10, and 11, that work is underway in the PSJ Regional Water Supply Scheme ekulapho abaza kufumana khona. Njengenxalenye ye-boost soda activities, I will personally visit the water treatment works phaya ukuyojonga umsebenzi osele uqhubekile on the ground. The commitment we received from the team is that communities near the plant will be able to receive the water anytime now, whilst other villages' refurbishment will continue as the water is being pumped. I must express my concern, though, on the extent of vandalism that occurred in that infrastructure. Kuyabaluleka ukuba sibonisane ne-communities zethu ngokubaluleka ukuba sifundisane ukukhusela i-infrastructure ezakusisela inkonzo sizi communities. Nathi ke singumasipala kumcimbi we-social facilitation engaging with communities sinyuse igaus ukuze siqiniseke okokuba sizishiya ii-communities zilwazi uxanduva ezijongene nalo kumcimbi we-infrastructure esiyifakayo. Ludiwane nebhalasi ii-villages ziyinxalenye areas ezichallenjwe kakhulu i-water supply ngenxa ye-challenges experienced in the Flagstaff Regional Bulk Water Supply Scheme. Naphaya ikhensa vandalism and destruction of infrastructure inxalenye yengxaki esijongene nayo. Manditsho okokuba xa bekuqwalaselwa inkcitho-mali eza kwenzeka ngenxa ye-vandalism ephaya isondela kwi-29 million rands. Ithethe ukuthi ukuba ngaba ezi communities asisebenzisani ekukhuseleni infrastructure ye-services siza kuba nengxaki zokokuba sibe ngabantu abasengela phantsi kuba singabonisani ngendlela zokukhusela umsebenzi. The project has been assessed for refurbishment and the business plan has been approved for funding. Soon work will commence on the ground to make the scheme operationally. Having highlighted the projects that are part of the master plan implementation, I do wish to reflect that there are other projects the district is working on across kumadami nasemilanjeni. Kodwa kubalulekile okokuba sinyuse igaus kumcimbi odibene nokudrilwa kwe-boreholes ukuze ezi boreholes zincedise uqinisekisa ukuba xa i-regional schemes zinengxaki ekutsaleni amanzi kwii-sources ziyakwazi ukuba yi-back-up. Kodwa at the same time ukuze sikwazi uqinisekisa okokuba i-supply yamanzi esiphuma nawo i-supply eyaneleyo ukuze i-augmente umthamo wamanzi esiwufumana emadamini nasemilanjeni ukuze kunyuke umthamo wamanzi esikwaziyo okokuba so-abstracte ngosuku ukuze ii-communities zethu zikwazi ukufumana i-supply yamanzi ethembekileyo. The KSDP, on the other hand, is progressing well, and the following projects are underway, implemented by both Amatola and the district. 10 megaliters, Megacom and Maiden Farms reservoirs, 10 megaliters Misty Mound Reservoir, High Barry Water Treatment Works, Stage 2 civils, Tada Dam Raw Water Pump Station, civil, upgrade of Thorny Hill Wastewater Treatment to 115 megaliters a day, Phase 3 civils, and the refurbishment of Fort Gale Pump Station. In November 22, this council approved that we should systematically recall our projects from Amatola Water Board due to non-performance. Also, council adopted that management needs to put the interim capacity for full transfer and implementation. And I'm pleased to report that the resolution is being implemented. And before the end of the last financial year, some major projects were transferred to the district. And these projects contributed to the improvement on the expenditure in the last financial year. Moreover, the program manager has assumed duties on the 1st of October 2023, augmenting capacity. Because savumelana intoba kule misebenzi esashiyekileyo isenziwa iAmatola igameni lethu masibe naye umuntu oyi-project manager esimbekileyo o in-house phaya for early science detection ukuze sikwazi ukubona kwangoko xa uAmatola iphinda erhuqa inyawo kwi-expenditure. Because I must mention that on occasions where we have been reported to have underperformed, Amatola Water Board performance has been a major contributor. For instance, in the previous financial year, their under expenditure amounted to 200 million, which is why we had to pull up socks and ensure that we recall the work. But it is important that as we do that, we be mindful that our withdrawal of work ingenzeki ngendlela ezawuba disruptive to progress. We need to manage it swiftly. Hence, we took the decision to increase capacity inside Amatola and manage the process of taking back the work that they are doing on our behalf. Madam Speaker, the district master plan under implementation also addresses the sanitation services in our municipalities. We must acknowledge that due to the legacy of the past, the district has been faced with a backlog of sanitation in rural areas and the non-existence of waterborne in our towns, with the exception of Mthatha. Since the dawn of the young democracy, we have progressed very well in the provision of rural sanitation, restoring the dignity of our communities. Over the current year, there have been VIP projects across local municipalities, ukwakhiwa kwe toilets to the value of 163 million rands. Singabala ngokufutshane phakathi kwazo KSD Ward 17, 33 and 35, Mhlonhlo Ward 4, 13, 14, 17 and 23, Enyandeni Ward 1, 5, 10, 12, 27 and 30, Port St. John's Ward 2, 4, 19 and 20, as well as Nguza Hill Ward 5, 7, 20, 26 and 20. All these are projects contributing to the eradication of the remaining households with no sanitation, as earlier on alluded in the statistics that we introduced in our preamble. We may have been doing well in provisioning of dry sanitation, however, there is another challenge that we're facing, which is the maintenance of the VIP toilets. The issue poses high risk and health hazard to households. When we were engaging communities in the IDP and budget processes, communities raised the issue of the full toilets. Our municipality initiated a pilot for sludge removal, and in the last financial year, at least more than 1,000 households benefited. And we'll continue with the pilot as we have set aside funding to the tune of 5 million in the current financial year, and we'll further develop the necessary policy for the full implementation. Kuba kunyanzelekile ukuba siqinisekise uba inkqubo yokufunxa elindle kwi-toilets esesinethuba sazifakayo sinyathelela phezulu kuyo kuba kukho isikhalazo esivela ebantwini malunga nokungaphatheki kakuhle lo meko. In relation to the waterborne system, we're committed to upgrading all our towns to the full waterborne system. Mthatha, there's a project to refurbish and upgrade the Mthatha water treatment plant at St. John's. Also, there are refurbishments of the pump stations with the intention to address the spillages across the areas of Mthatha. The municipality is also busy with the refurbishment and upgrade of Ngangelizwe and Ngambedlana sewer lines. Whilst the municipality is prioritizing the work, there are challenges faced on the ground that include the issues of land. We plead to everyone to support our initiatives of engaging everyone in order to improve the town. I must mention that whether we like it or not, Mthatha remains our regional economic hub. People from across other municipalities travel to Mthatha on a daily basis for economic activism. And there's no way that we are going to prove that we are improving the situation of our region unless we do pay a specific focus on Mthatha. And without saying other areas are less important, but Mthatha remains an active reservoir of economic development in our communities. And if we are to realize our aspirations, we must accelerate the process of addressing ingxaki ze-system phaya. Noko ke onomqaphela unokuphawula okokuba izinga noko lokuxhixa kwelindle kwizitrato ezipha Mthatha lehle kakhulu. Sesikwazi ukuzibala indawo ezithanda ukuzihlupha. Inxalenye nje ethile ephaya eChatham, inxalenye ethile ephaya ngaseSasol, xa uphuma ubheka ngaseNgcobo. Indawo ezithile eziphaya kumda weNgangelizwe noMdlekeza zezinye zendawo apho sisalwayo uqinisekisa ukuba komile. Siyawenza ke lo msebenzi sisebenzisana sibambisene ne-local municipality uqinisekisa ukuba sibuyisela ubuhle nesidima kwindawo abantu bakuthi abahleli kuzo. Kananjalo ndiyayikhankanya lento kuba uMthatha yenye yezindawo zokuqala ekuthe kwenzeka ukuba sibe ne-waterborne system. Phaya eMqanduli sijongene nengxakana ezimbalwa noxa sisazimitigatile okwangoku apho kwathi kwadizayinwa ngokungefanelekanga i-system ye-sewerage phaya kwezaa ndawo kuthiwa ngoomakhenkesi phaya eMqanduli. Sinengxaki nalapha inxalenye ezilapha eWaterfall simokamokana nengxaki zokudizayinwa kakubi kwi-project ebisenziwa ku-human settlements, kodwa ngumsebenzi esingena ukwazi okokuba sithi siwuyekela kwabanye abantu. In the Mkanduli sewer system, we have a project that is intended to address wastewater in the town of Mkanduli. The infrastructure has been installed to 95%. However, the project stalled due to land disputes with certain families. Where we are today, the matter hasn't been resolved, and I've made a commitment to resuscitate the engagement within the affected families. And where we can't agree, we will follow the necessary legal prescripts. However, I must do mention that our engineers has made quite a few propositions on how we can bypass the problem that we're confronted with. Ilibode sewer treatment works phase 1 is completed, and the municipality is currently working on the reticulation, which is on the design stage. Ukuzama uqinisekisa indoba idolophu yaselibode nayo Nyauza isebenza nge-waterborne system. Kungaxhomekeke kubeni kufunxwe nge-trucks. Sisebenza ngokulomcimbi we-reticulation. Tsolo sewer treatment works also completed, and reticulation is under construction. I-contractor ezimbini are on site already, sezigqibe up to 30% of the work. Kumbusuwa, to address the issues of septic tanks, ponds and spillage in the town, had just started, and the contract has been established on site in the last month. Port St. John's wastewater treatment works is one of the critical projects aimed at addressing the entire system in town and surroundings. The project is underway, and I'm happy to announce that we have agreed with the PSJ local municipality on the alternative side. As such, consulting engineers are working on the designs. Nalapha manditsho intoba besiye sanazo ingxoxo nomasipala wase-Port St. John's kuba noko le project bekukudala siyilungiselele imali beke akhona amahlandinyuka ngokubhekisele kwi-site eza kuma kuyo. Sifumenene ke nomasipala siwukhulule lo msebenzi uyaqala ukubheka phambili. Flagstaff sewer phase 1 of the treatment works was completed, and phase 2 and reticulation are currently underway, though there are vandalisms and land issues that need to be resolved. Lusiki sewer phase 1 is complete and operational. Phase 2 is under construction, and reticulation on procurement. Ngaleni sewer projects have just been tabled to the Eastern Cape Technical Advisory Committee for funding approval, and this will then allow the project procurement and full implementation. As you will observe from this part of the presentation, sizamile okokuba zonke idolophu ezikhoyo in the district sizibeke on the radar. Umsebenzi owenzekayo kwezodolophu ukwizigaba ngezigaba ezohlukeneyo. Eminye ikwi-designs, eminye ikwizicelo for approval, eminye iyaqalisa ukuba ibe ingakwi-stage se-construction. Citizens of the district can observe that we have clear plans for the development of the district, noting that issues of water and sanitation have an impact on economic development, and a serious engagement with the management to ensure that the implementation of these projects is accelerated. And I must once again re-emphasize the fact that we have taken a zero tolerance attitude towards underperformance, and we are quarterly monitoring progress on expenditure. Sifuna uqinisekisa okokuba ngekota nekota sifumana i-account emayifunyanwe libhunga nge-performance on expenditure. Ukuze Councillor Nok apho kukhona i-under expenditure kwikota yokuqala sibe sizisa indlebe kumuntu efamba sithatha kuye, kwikota elandelayo sizise yesibini indlebe, kwikota elandelayo size nenhloko ukuze umasipala angachaneki ngenxa yokungakhathali kwabantu. As beneficiaries of grants with the allocation for 2023-2024 and the 2 outer years to the value of 2.25 billion, MIG 2.4 billion, WISIG 347 million, and RPIC 843 million. Ours is to improve and accelerate implementation and expenditure on grants. We know that the situation that we found ourselves in impacted on grant performance, but we must impress that our performance on expenditure has been a serious cause for concern. There's quite a number of factors to this effect. At the center, we can highlight vacancies on senior leadership positions in the infrastructure development. Such vacancies have since been addressed, and silindele ukuba kubekho a change in our spending patterns as the institution. And we've developed a quarterly monitoring tool to detect early signs of underperformance and take appropriate action. And I must emphasize, as having alluded earlier on, ukuba siza kuxabana apho kufuneka sixabene khona xa kufika kumcimbi we-expenditure. In my opening words, I raised the issue of operations and maintenance as an area we still lag behind. It's also important to make water to run out of our taps. The operations and maintenance. The task with our communities is to provide a sustainable water supply. On numerous occasions and on various platforms, we are updated about the functionality of the schemes, and this demonstrates that we can know our problems. Against this background, that I requested the management team to develop a turnaround in the operations. Part of the turnaround strategy focused on increasing the budget and the focusing on repairs of specific regional schemes that will make an impact on the provision. The municipality has increased its budget for operations and maintenance from 8 million rands in the previous financial year to 24.3 million rands, 47.1 million rands, and 53.2 respectively over the current year and 2 outer years. I must mention that part of our misalignments as an institution was the fact that on our maintenance budget as the institution generally, we have always budgeted a little below 1%, as opposed to the norm that dictates 8%. Now, if we under budget so severely for our maintenance, there is no way that we are going to be able to maintain our assets in the form of schemes. That is why it has become more important for us to take visible steps in increasing i-budget yethu yenkcitho mali ze-maintenance. Lilo ke libangela ukuba sithi kwi-2 outer years kulaa nyaka mali iyakubesele i-53.2, kodwa sibona kusistep esisiso ukusuka kwethu ku-8 million from the previous financial year to 24.3 million in the current financial year, especially in the face of the financial challenges that we are experiencing as the institution. It also identified the following schemes across local municipalities for repairs under this consideration. Enguza Hill, Flagstaff regional schemes are under augmentation. Whilst we are under the work of refurbishing the schemes, elusikisiki nase-Flagstaff, kananjalo singene kwakumsebenzi wokuzi-reinforcer nge-boreholes njengoba bendike ndatsho ngaphambili, in a bid to improve supply capacity nokuqinisekisa i-dependability of water, ukuze kungathi xa ezi-regional schemes zifumana ingxaki kusuke kube nzima nokuthini ukuba abantu bafumana amanzi. King Sabata Dalindyebo, besoloko sinengxaki ixesha elide ye-leak enkulu eMthatha Dam ebinsenziwa yingxaki ye-fault kwisifoni lento esitsala ngayo amanzi phaya edamini. For the longest period of time, we depended on 2 pumps situated at our Thornhill facility. And this posed an effect of limited abstraction capacity and a risk for a complete shutdown of the supply. It is with joy to mention that as things stand, the temporary siphons have been fixed to provide a consistent supply, and the finalization of the major siphon is scheduled for end of October. This is important once again to mention because for the past 4 years, idolophu yaseMthatha ibixhomekeke kumanzi aphuma kwimpompo ezimbini ebekufanele into yoba zizimpompo ze-backup. Kananjalo enye yezimpompo zimbini ibisele ifile, inye esebenzayo. Ithethe ukuthi loo nto xa bekunokufa lena yesibini impompo ubunokujongana ne-complete shutdown yokunikwa kwamanzi edolophini yaseMthatha. Kodwa ngoku ii-ciphones temporal ezazakhiwe zigqityiwe kulungiswa kuba siye sakhupha igqiza lokuyodibana nominister wezamanzi. Lo msebenzi besike sabona ngakumbi edolophu neMthatha kwezi ntsuku zimbalwa okokuba beke kwakho ukushokoxeka kwamanzi kuba besike sawavala kube kusenziwa lo msebenzi. Sonwabile ukutsho ukuba noko izibilini ngoku zokokuba singafumana i-blackout zibekeke ecaleni. Emhlonhlo, we must urgently deal with repairs and maintenance esidilishana nazo e-Upper Chulunca, Emvumelwano, eMangxamfu naseSidwadweni, as this will have an impact on the larger areas. Part of the work is underway to ensure the supply of the Qumbu town. Ndiyayimenshina ke kuba izikimi ezifana nezikimi eziphaya koChulunca zineminyaka endicimba ibiphathelele eshumini kungazange kuphuma amanzi ezitephini. Kodwa namhlanje with confirmation from some of the residents ukhona umahluko obonakalayo kuzo zonke. Kwindawo ezifana nomvumelwano noxa umsebenzi ungekagqitywa aqalile ukufumaneka amanzi ezindaweni ezithile yaye iiteam zethu sizikhulule okokuba zibe phaya uqinisekisa uba umsebenzi uyaqhuba. I-repairs eLwandile, eLutsheko naseMhlanga regional schemes ziyaqhuba. Isystem yaselutsheko ilungisiwe kodwa ayikagqibi ukusinika ngokupheleleyo amanzi. Kodwa once la system sigqibe ukuyilungisa iyalungiswa ngokusithethayo ngokweplans zethu besicinge into yoba iyabe seyigqityiwe. Kodwa singatsho into okokuba silinde nje iiparts ezithile ezimbalwa ukuze sikwazi okokuba siwakhulule ngokupheleleyo amanzi kweza ndawo. Once esa scheme sibe kwi-full capacity yaso ziyi-27 ii-villages ezawukwazi uba zibe ne-supply yamanzi ngokuthembekileyo nangokusisigxina. Njengoba besenditshilo naseLwandile apho amanzi angekaphumi sele esa scheme sikwirada yethu kungaphelanga unyaka lo azawuba amanzi ekhona phaa ngokuthembekileyo. Senza konke okusemandleni uqinisekisa okokuba i-regional schemes sizinika ingqwalasela yaye asiniki mtya ekuqinisekiseni into yoba amanzi ayafumaneka ngokukhawuleza. I've already alluded that part of the areas is drilling, repairs, and equipping the boreholes. Already funds to the tune of 20 million have been made available. Njengoba besenditshilo okokuba kulo mcimbi udibene boreholes sizamile into yoba songeze imali ukuze siqinisekise ukuba amanzi ayafumaneka. But enye yeengxaki esijongene nazo into yoba i-majority of our regional schemes ixhomekeke ekusebenziseni ii-engines ezisebenza ngediesel ezithi zibe prone to vandalism and theft in most communities. Yiyo ke le nto sithathe isigqibo sokokuba masimigrate kuzo zonke siye kuthini ziconnectwe kwi-grid ka-Eskom. Lo msebenzi woku-engage u-Eskom sele uqalile. Mandikhankanye into yoba sine-communities in some of our villages, especially in the urban parts of Umthatha, primarily i-Southern Wood, ezixhatshakelwe zinto ekuthiwa zii-pipe bursts because of aging infrastructure, including asbestos pipes. Ziyenzeka kuzo zonke i-local municipalities, having said more so in King Sabata Dalindyebo. We have done an assessment and identified the hotspots in the bursts. The team is currently busy soliciting pressure management mechanisms and installation of a telemetric system in order to eradicate these outages. Where also we've identified we're weak is on the intelligence of picking up early when there are bursts in these communities. That's why we're opting for the telemetric system, because in some occasions sizifumana i-complaints sele ixesha lihambe kakhulu. We must do mention that illegal connections continue to be a big challenge to us as the institution, because sine areas in some of the communities ezingakwaziyo ukufikelelelwa ngamanzi because abantu besiya besakha kufutshane nesource bagqobhoze opipe bazitsalele amanzi ecaleni aphele amanzi engafiki kwi-communities ebekufanele into yoba afika kuzo. We implore leaders, traditional leaders, political leaders, leaders in business and everyone okokuba sincedisaneni in engaging with communities and educating one another against the habit of illegal connection. In the space of sustainable, decent human settlements, I may mention that the Constitution sets out the right to adequate housing in South Africa, and it needs to be noted that the function is delegated to the Department of Housing, and the Tambo District Municipality is appointed by the department to be an implementing agent for an amount of approximately 900 million over a period of 4 years, claimed on value created. Mankanganye nje ukuba the function, in line with our function, the municipality has completed 353 houses with an expenditure of 71.7 million. The projects under implementation include Enguza, izindlu eziyi-76, Maladini 52 phase 1 have been completed, Maladini 52 phase 2, Enguza 500 and Lucha 300 are still in the construction phase. For all other projects, the projects are in the inception stage. Xa sithetha njalo sithetha nge-beneficiary administration, mapping, geotech investigation. I-municipality icomplete ii-units eziyi-259 emabhulwini embokazi e-PSJ ngo-2021, and we cannot miss the opportunity to mention the need for the finalization of the process of identifying suitable relocation logistics for the people residing in disaster-prone areas, so that a suitable housing provision may be implemented for them. It gives hardship to have to manage floods day in and out for the same people in the same communities, and we have to take decisive action to intervene on this situation. Siyacela okokuba kuboniswane kusetyenziswane uqinisekiso okokuba abantu xa becetyiswa ukuba basuke kwindawo eziza kuba ne-floods mabavume ukususwa, kuba inkqubo yokususwa kwabo ihambelana nokwakhelwa kwabo, kuba singurhulumente asizukwazi ukwakhela abantu izindlu ezindaweni esizaziyo uba siza kujongana nezandyondyo. Siyanqwena okokuba ke makuboniswane. Siyayazi ke uba abantu balwela ukuba kufutshane nedolophu apho bazawukwazi uba baxhamle khona kwi-economic activism of the area. Kodwa masiyimenshine nento yoba kubalulekile kodwa okokuba abantu bavume okokuba basuke. You'll recall that upon our arrival in 2021, we were updated on the situation in the community services work. The update lifted issues related to the limited resources for the function, the lack of capacity to execute the work, as well as pending finalization of the devolution of functions in other areas. And upon being apprised, we agreed to repurpose the department in order to ensure that the department is fit for purpose. Manlenze elilithi, extreme weather patterns have become common in our districts and are causing destruction of basic infrastructure, which affects poor people the most. Climate change is already modifying the frequency and the intensity of many related weather hazards. This is increasing the vulnerability and eroding resilience and exposed populations that depend on arable land, access to water and stable mean temperatures and rainfall. The recent approved organizational structure demonstrates our commitment to the full execution of the disaster management. Ukwenje njalo, sikwinkqubo yorecruiter abantu abayi-100 abazi-fire fighters, uqinisekisa okokuba kumaxesha emililo sinabantu bokuyisebenza. Loo nto yenzeka ngokuhambelana ne-organizational structure esigqiba ukuyipasisa. Again, masitsho into yoba njengenxalenye yokungenelela ngokudecisive kulo mcimbi, i-allocation yemali siyi-improvile to the value of 17 million. Njengoba sithetha nani sikwinkqubo esiyigqibezelayo yokuthengwa kweetrucks ezimbini zomlilo neenqwelo zokunika inkxaso kwezo truck ezimbini. Siqinisekile kuba loo nto izawuhamba indimende ukuimprova indlela esithi sidilishana nayo ngakumbi nangakumbi emililweni. Siyazama okokuba sibonisane ngakumbi ne-KSD kumcimbi we-devolution we-disaster fire and municipal services. Sele sizikonvene intlanganiso ezininzi siqwalasela lo mcimbi. Sikhangelana ke nesivumelwano esawuthi sifikelele kuso finally sokuqinisekisa okokuba la maxanduva ayasondela kwi-district. Yaye siyaqinisekisa into yokuba once we achieve that, noko sakuba yi-institution engcono ukudilishana nalo mcimbi. Ladies and gentlemen, promoting rapid and sustainable economic development is the key role that has to be facilitated and be attained through the district support. Climatic conditions in the eastern part of the Eastern Cape. The Tambo district